I wanted to, I wanted to make a couple vlogs, and I've had some thoughts on some recent things, and I was gonna do one about GI Joe, but then something happened this week, and now I, you know, want to do this one, and it it's something I've kind of talked about before, but it was like one side of the issue, and now I want to talk about the other side. Well, for those of you who may or may not know, a website, a YouTube channel named Retro Blasting, uh, created a video that discussed the workings of Matty Collector as it pertained to Masters of the Universe Classics and the work of a guy named Scott Nylick, who we all know as Toy Guru. Um, Now, Retro Blast or Retro Blasting, I don't remember the exact name. Um, they do like toy restoration videos, historical type discussion reviews type stuff like that. So it wasn't out of their norm to do a video like this, but it was very, very, very rough on Scott Nylick, who, to his credit, um, his own response was to challenge the host of Retro Blasting to a debate. More on that later. Now, my thoughts on all of this is they're both right and they're both wrong. In terms of the information in the video and the information that Scott Nylick gives, both of them are very factual. There are some points that are for debate, but there's also a lot of points that, in terms of common sense, don't make sense. Now, I'm well aware that when it comes to the toy industry and business in general, it's a different form of common sense. But to the main general common sense, some things just don't figure out, you know. I don't claim to be the smartest guy in the room, which is part of the problem with these channels. I think both men kind of do, one more so than the other. And I also don't claim, try not to be overly negative. I will present an issue and say what my problem with it is. Like the new Hasbro packaging on Transformers with the open window. I fully believe that it's going to lead to more stolen toys and more damaged product. But then again, packaging like that has been around for 35, almost 40 years, if not longer. And our planet is still dying. So there's that. I could be completely wrong. I'm not going to dissect what was said in the video or, compare it to some of Toy Guru's other videos when he's talked about Masters of the Universe Classic. What I want to focus on is what it means to the community as a whole. Now, I've said this before, whether you're a G.I. Joe collector, and I've had to say this a lot to G.I. Joe collectors because they don't get it, whether you're a Transformers collector, and they're almost as bad as G.I. Joe collectors, but they're a little more accepting, Marvel Legends, Masters of the Universe, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Lego, these are all subsets, subdivisions of a larger community, and those are toy collectors. And as we all know, there are negative stereotypes to toy collecting and toy collectors. And videos like what Retro Blasting has put out that are very negative and very, aggressive don't reflect well on us. But then also some of the videos from Toy Guru where sorry, buffered a little. We buffered a little there. So where he comes off as the smartest guy in the room, and those people that you might encounter on Facebook or message boards where you say something and they come up with, well, actually, and they've basically just said the same thing you said with a lot more detail that wasn't pertinent to the conversation. I mean, those feed in, those two points of view, those the different dichotomies, those feed into that negative stereotype. And the fact that this video has gotten from Retro Blessing has gotten so much attention in the toy community, I mean, it's very. I mean, if somebody else picks it up, you know, again, it's not going to look good for us. We need to learn to communicate better. We need to say our piece. You know, don't. I'm not saying don't be overly positive. Everything is wonderful. Point out when there's an issue, but point out the good. You know, and when it's there's an issue, point out what the issue is without being overly aggressive and attacking. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to feed into the soccer mom Karens of the world who, when they're with their kids in a Target or Walmart and they walk past the toy aisle and they see guys like me, guys like you standing there going through action figures, they're going to think one thing, and it's the P word. And I think you can all figure out what that P word is. It's a stereotype that we've all been labeled with. You know, I could go into a Target toy aisle dressed in a three-piece suit and it'd still be the same thing. I mean, I think part of that's why people stop using Toys R Us, and a lot of people just do their toy buying online, airplane, and it doesn't help. It really doesn't help, and we all end up looking bad. Now, apparently, I mentioned that there was a challenge to a debate. Well, that debate's going to happen tomorrow night on a third-party channel. I'd love to know the rules of the debate because if it's anything like a presidential debate, it's it can't because there's going to be chaos and it's just going to make things worse. I'd like to find out. I mean, I'd love to see the rules. Uh, I'm probably going to watch it. I'm not going to be able to watch it at the time because Sunday's Extreme Rules and wrestling. But apparently, there's whatever money is made off of this, I guess through monetization or whatever, is going to be donated to Make a Wish. And I have to be really honest with you. If I was the head of Make a Wish or whatever, and I knew what was going on and where this money was coming from, I'm not sure I would accept it because I'm not sure if I would want to be involved with something like that. Um, from what I've seen of Retro Blasting, and I do subscribe to his channel because I love his. He has a very, very dry wit and sarcasm that I love. Um, it's like the videos are very engrossing. I don't subscribe to Toy Guru just because, again, there's a lot of content there that really doesn't pertain to me. So, but I mean, I do watch a lot of the videos, especially when he talks about the toy industry, Masters of the Universe, and stuff like that. And like I said, he has some good points. He has some points that don't make sense, and I don't think are entirely applicable. But at the end of the day, I don't think Toy Guru is going to change. I don't think the Retro Blasting channel is going to change. But I think as a community, we need to change because, you know, this keeps going on, as I said, for like the third time. It's going to make us look bad. And, when that day comes, and it's already happening in some areas, Targets, Walmarts, what have you, will just say, you know what, we're not going to carry toys in stores. Or the vast majority of toys, like Pokemon cards, like other sports cards, we're going to keep them locked up in a cabinet, and that when guys like me, guys like you show up to buy them, we'll have to be escorted by security to a special section that'll be opened up, let us in, let us out, escorted to a checkout line, and that's it. And we have to leave the store. And I really think that day is coming sooner than later. And videos like this, the attention it brings, I think is only gonna hasten that. But those are just my thoughts. I'd like to know what you guys think. I didn't have comments or chat on for this because I wanted to make sure I could just get through this without being distracted. a little over 10 minutes now. So we're going to end it here. So thank you so much for watching. Your pal Chuck. I'll see you soon.